When my mom won $1 million on a lottery ticket, she handed each of her 3 kids an envelope. My younger brother and sister each pulled out a bank card. Mine, $2 coins that clinked onto the floor. Mom caught my expression and shifted uncomfortably. Cassian, she said carefully, Logan and Sienna had it really rough after your dad died so young. I gave them each 500 grand to make up for that. You're the oldest. You've always been like a father to them. Don't make this a fight, okay? I looked down at my beat-up jacket, so worn out it had basically lost its color. Then I glanced at Logan's limited edition sneakers and Sienna's designer bag. Mom seemed to have completely forgotten that when Dad died, I was only 8 years old too. I gave her a small smile. Sure, I won't fight over it. Mom let out a huge sigh of relief. Then my voice went cold. And I won't fight over taking care of you when you're old, either. Cassian, what is that supposed to mean? You're cutting me off over $1 million? Mom's eyes were red, her voice shaking. Mom, I'm not cutting you off, I said calmly. From here on out, the 3 of us split your expenses, rent, medical bills, meds, everything. We'll each take turns looking after you. You're everyone's mom. I can't keep hogging all the responsibility. The 2 coins were still sitting on the floor, catching the light. Mom panicked. That won't work. Your brother and sister would be run into the ground. How? I'll drop your stuff off tomorrow. 4 months at each house, that's a full year. When she realized I was dead serious, she spiraled. They're still young. They don't know how to take care of someone. My stomach's always been bad. I need soup every morning. Sienna has her own kids to deal with, and I need to go to the hospital every Monday for my leg. Is Logan really gonna take time off for that? And the insulin shots every day, do they even know how to do that? Their salaries aren't like yours, Cassian. How are they supposed to afford it? A slow, bitter smile crossed my face. So she'd always known exactly what my wife and I had been doing for her. She just never thought it mattered because it was us. They can learn, I said. They've each got 500 grand now. Spending a little on their own mother shouldn't be a problem. My brother Logan slammed his hand on the table. Why should we, Cassian? Mom's been just fine at your place. You've got no right to dump her on us. I stared at him, cold, because she's your mother too. Logan's face went red. That's different. You're the oldest. You're supposed to carry more weight. You're just jealous. Mom gave us the money. It's her money. She can do whatever she wants with it. I let out a short, bitter laugh. Tell me, where do you think the money for her lottery tickets came from? Mom had no pension. Since I started working, I'd been sending her $2,500 a month. She spent most of it on lottery tickets every day. Whatever was left, she'd pass on to the 2 of them. Everyone knew nobody ever said it out loud. So what? Logan stammered. Once you give it to Mom, it's hers. Sienna chimed in, pouting like she was the victim. Cassian, you're being so petty. You make good money. This is nothing to you. You and Vivian could earn $1 million back in no time. Why are you even arguing over this? You're the oldest. Can't you just be a little more generous? I was so angry I almost laughed. I'm the oldest, not the family, ATM. If you don't like it, we can settle this in court. Smack. Before the words even left my mouth, a sharp slap rang out. The room went dead silent. Mom lowered her arm, trembling. She looked at me like I'd let her down completely. Cassian, when did you get so selfish? Your father made you promise to look after Logan and Sienna, and now you're threatening to drag them to court? Are you trying to give me a heart attack? My cheek was still stinging. I looked straight at her, refusing to back down. Mom, I'm your kid too. All I want is to be treated fairly. My eyes burned. Years of built-up hurt spilled out with those words. Logan snorted. How old are you, Cassian? Throwing a tantrum because you didn't get enough? Mom gave you 20 cents. What more do you want? Sienna jumped right in. Exactly. I think you just don't want Mom around anymore, and you're using this as an excuse. Is this something you and Vivian cooked up together? Logan added. You always talk about how well you treat Mom, but who knows what she's actually had to deal with living with you. Why else would she give all the money to us? Fury burned through me. I forced the words out through gritted teeth. Mom, have you suffered at my house? Mom's eyes shifted away. She turned her head and said nothing. Logan got smug. Mom's staying at my place tonight. Tomorrow, you and Vivian come over and apologize. Then take her back or I'm reporting you to the police for elder abuse. Whatever hope I had left died right there. Fine, I said flatly. I'll be waiting. I walked out. On the drive home, my vision blurred with tears. The humiliation of those 2 coins. The sting of that slap, none of it hurt as much as watching Mom stay silent while they twisted everything into a lie. That's when it hit me. From the day Dad died, Mom only had 2 children, Logan and Sienna. When I got home, I went straight to Mom's room and started packing her things. My wife Vivian walked in, confused. Why are you back alone? Where's Mom? She wants to stay at Logan's for a while. Asked me to bring her clothes over, I said, not looking up. Worry crossed Vivian's face. Mom needs her insulin every day, and her meals have to be separate because of the diabetes. Does your brother even have the patience for that? And someone has to take her to the hospital every Monday. She kept going, genuinely concerned about Mom. My throat tightened. If Vivian found out that after all those years of caring for her mother-in-law, she was now being accused of elder abuse, I couldn't bear to think about what that would do to her. Don't worry about it, I said quietly. I already talked to Logan. We're taking turns from now on. Vivian froze. Mom had lived with us for 7 years. Not once had Logan or Sienna ever offered to take her in. Cassian, tell me what happened. I finally told her everything. She listened in silence. Then she walked over and started helping me pack. When we finished, she came back with a thick stack of receipts. Didn't he say he's calling the police on us? She said calmly. Here, every hospital visit I took Mom to, and every bank transfer we made for her over the years. Her calm was almost unnerving. I stayed up all night organizing everything into spreadsheets and printing it all out. First thing in the morning, I sent Mom's suitcase along with all the printed evidence straight to Logan's house. I figured once they saw it, they'd at least feel a little ashamed. Instead, the family group chat exploded the very next day. Logan tagged Vivian and me right away. Logan, at Cassian at Vivian, why did you kick Mom out? He posted a photo of the suitcase. Logan, just because Mom gave Sienna and me $500K and only gave you $2, you're throwing her out? Do you two even have a conscience? The group chat turned into a mob instantly. How could you treat your own mother like this? You're the oldest. Isn't it your job to step up? She still gave you $2. Why are you making such a big deal out of this? Sienna piled on. Cassian, Mom lived with you for 7 years and her health just kept getting worse. The stress you caused probably made her sick. Doesn't that make it your responsibility? I was shaking with rage, about to post all the evidence, and then, just like that, Vivian and I were removed from the group chat. My phone rang. You okay, babe? Vivian's voice was steady, like none of this had touched her. I slowly pulled myself together. I'm fine. Don't let what they said get to you. I know. I already had someone come change the locks. Right, Mom had a key to our place. Of course they'd try to bring her back. Right after we hung up, my phone rang again. Mom. I took a breath and answered. Cassian, what is going on? Why won't the door open? Mom, since living with me was so hard on you, you can stay with Logan and Sienna from now on. I don't care about the money anymore. And honestly, I'm done fighting for a place in this family. Logan exploded in the background. After everything Mom did for you, you're just cutting her off? Not just Mom, I said coldly. You and Sienna are done with me too. Sienna's voice cut in sharp. Oh, I see, you just want to dump Mom on us so you and your wife can live comfortably. Let me be very clear. That is not happening. If you blow up this family, don't think for 1 second we'll let you just walk away. I clenched my fists. They'd always known exactly how much work went into caring for an elderly parent. They knew and never said thank you once. And now they had the nerve to accuse us. Fine. Then none of us get to be comfortable. I hung up and buried myself in work. Then my receptionist rushed in, panicked. Mr. Harper, your brother and sister are out front with your mom. They're making a huge scene, saying you bully your siblings and abuse your mother. They're demanding you come out. I shot to my feet. Outside, Mom was lying on a stretcher, crying. Logan and Sienna stood next to her, holding a banner, sobbing loud enough for the whole block to hear. Cassian, come out here. Mom worked herself to the bone for you. She kept Logan and me from going to school just so you could go. And now that you've made it, you threw her out like garbage. I grabbed the banner and ripped it down. Logan, that's a complete lie. You took the tuition money I gave you and blew it. Keep talking and I'm calling the cops. Crowd had gathered, half of them already live streaming on their phones. Sienna dropped to her knees and started sobbing. Everyone, look at this. My big brother bullied us our whole lives. If we didn't do what he said, he'd hit us. And now he's making Mom wait on him and his wife like a servant barely feeds her. His wife smacks her around whenever she's in a bad mood. One time she pushed Mom down the stairs and broke her leg. The crowd turned on me fast. Sienna, you are lying through your teeth. The truth was that Sienna had sent Mom out in the rain to pick up her kid. That's how Mom slipped and got hurt. Now they were pinning it all on us. Mom, tell them, is any of this true? Sienna helped Mom sit up with a perfectly performed look of heartbreak. Mom looked at me, tears streaming down her face. Cassian, let's not drag up the past, but I'm begging you, please don't push me away. I know I favored you and neglected your brother and sister. I've let them down. They're struggling right now. I can't go be a burden to them. Then all three of them clung to each other and cried like the world was ending. Even some bystanders had tears in their eyes. Cassian, I'm not asking for much, Mom sobbed. Just a bed and some food. Actually, no bed is fine. I'll sleep on the floor. I never thought she'd go this far just to break me. I dug my nails into my palms. Then some guy in the crowd stepped up and punched me square in the face. That's what you deserve. That's your own mother and you treat her like that? Someone call the cops. Gets a wife and forgets where he came from. Those poor siblings stuck with a brother like him. Out of the corner of my eye, I caught Logan and Sienna exchange a satisfied smirk before quickly looking down and pretending to cry. Their whispers carried right to me. Mom, didn't I say this would work? Cassian will definitely take you back now. Logan, you're always the smart one. After this, let's see if he ever tries this again. Ice spread through my chest. I wiped the blood from my mouth and reached for my phone. Just then, a group of reporters with cameras came rushing over and right behind them, several police officers. Walking at the center of it all was Vivian, carrying 2 stuffed bags full of documents. The second, Logan, Sienna, and Mom spotted her. Their faces dropped. Vivian, what are you doing here? Logan asked stiffly. Vivian smiled, calm as ever, not a trace of anger on her face. Mom, Logan, Sienna, since we're all here, let's let everyone decide who's actually in the wrong. She started pulling documents from the bags and handing them out to the crowd. Someone immediately gasped. $2,500? He gave her $2,500 every single month? Damn, that's more than my whole paycheck.